Hey there, welcome back. I'm Flat Rate Mechanic, and today we're diving into a jaw-dropping topic, grinding truck brakes. I mean, have you ever seen brake rotors so worn down that there's practically nothing left? It's a wild ride we're on today, so stick around as we explore what can happen when you ignore those awful grinding noises. Now let's get into it. When you first hear that grinding sound from your brakes, it's not just an annoying noise. Nope, that's metal on metal contact happening right there. Let me break this down for you. Your brake pads are designed with a friction material that helps stop your vehicle. But when that material wears down to nothing, you're left with the metal backing plate grinding directly against the brake rotor. And that's where the real trouble begins. You might not know this, but once that contact starts, you're eating away at the rotor at a terrifying pace. I can't stress enough, never drive with grinding brakes or ignore those metal on metal sounds. Doing so isn't just about replacing parts. It's about avoiding a catastrophic brake failure that could lead to a serious accident. If you hear grinding, get that truck off the road and fix it immediately. In some extreme cases, the rotor can wear down way below the minimum thickness specification, typically around 22 millimeters for most trucks. If you dip below that, you're flirting with disaster. A rotor can crack, warp, or even break apart while you're driving. Talk about a safety hazard. Now let's chat about the other components of your braking system. When the rotor is that worn, your caliper pistons have to work harder and get pushed further out than they should. This could drop your brake fluid level because more fluid is getting stuck in the calipers. Plus the heat generated from all that grinding, it can damage your calipers, brake lines, and wheel bearings. So what can you do to make sure your brake rotors are still in good shape? First up, measuring rotor thickness is crucial. You'll need a micrometer that can measure in the 0 to 2.25 inch range. And here's a pro tip, don't just measure in one spot. Measure at 8 to 12 different places around the rotor, since rotors can wear unevenly. Look for that minimum thickness stamped right on the rotor. If your measurements show anything below that, it's done. No ifs, ands, or buts. And while you're at it, check for runout. If the rotor wobbles more than 0.002 inches when it spins, you're in for vibration and uneven wear on your new brake pads. But wait, there's more to consider. If you've let your brakes get this bad, you can't just throw on new pads and call it a day. You'll be replacing everything. For tools, you'll need a floor jack and jack stands, a lug wrench or impact wrench, a torque wrench, and a brake caliper piston tool, among others. Don't forget a micrometer for measuring, a wire brush for cleaning, and of course, brake cleaner spray. Now let's talk parts. You're going to need new brake rotors, typically 2 for the front axle, maybe 4 if you're doing all corners. Quality aftermarket rotors can range from $30 to $100 each, but trust me, don't cheap out. Your brakes are what keep you safe on the road. When it comes to brake pads, you're looking at about $25 to $70 for a complete set. Ceramic pads are quieter and create less dust, while semi-metallic pads handle heat better, especially important for heavy-duty trucks. And don't forget the caliper hardware kit, brake fluid, and high-temp brake grease. You can find all of these parts at places like Napa Auto, Parts AutoZone, or O'Reilly. Now, onto the costs. If you're going the DIY route, you're probably looking at around $125 to $335. If you decide to take it to a shop, expect to pay between $275 and $635, depending on where you go. It can add up, but if you've got the tools and the know-how, doing it yourself can save you a couple $100 easy.